Hi guys, in this tutorial you have basically just a challenge that in this challenge you have to update the time by clicking on that button, and by refreshing that page you can see that the time is 12:19 and 01 second, and you can see that here is 21 now. And whenever I refresh that page or click on that button, the value of this time would be updated, and you can see that the value is updated, and as much time I click on that button, the value is updated every time. So this is also same, whenever we refresh that page the value is updated, and you can see that every time the seconds are changed because I am clicking here in seconds. That's why these seconds are changed here. First of all, let me tell you that in this code we have to use hook statement, which we have learned in our previous tutorial, because hooks would hold the value of time by local device, and it would update the time whenever we click on that button. And when every time we click on that button, the value of these hooks is updated by this local device. And now I hope you did it, and if you just tried and could not do successfully, that's also good thing because you have just tried to do all that code. So first of all, let me remove all that code and create all the data from scratch. And first of all, I have to import React from React. I have to create a function. I am just going to create a fat arrow function, const app is equal to, and here I have to give parentheses, and this was fat arrow function, and I am going to write export, and here I have to write default and app. Now this function is exported as well, and here first of all I have to write a variable. I am just writing time. I am just taking double E, and here I am giving it time of my local device, date, and here I have to write 2. First of all I have to write here new. Basically what would new do? New would do every time the new value of that to that time here. So I have to write new date dot to local time string, and here I have to write it as function. And let me show you the output, that how is it looking. Here I am taking h1 tag, and inside this h1 tag I am taking as JavaScript variable. That's why I am taking curly braces, control s, and let me show you the output. It is still not showing anything because I don't have used return here. Return, basically this function would return something, and the values returned by that function would be displayed on the screen. First of all I am taking React fragment, as I have to return multiple elements. Control S, and let me show you the output, and you can see that whenever I update the page, its value is updated because the new date variable is assigning a new date at every time. This is the power of basically this new reserved world, and this date is every time updated, and this time variable is initialized to that date every time whenever we refresh that page. Now I have to create a button here. So first of all, let me create here a button, and here I have to write update time. I am giving exclamatory sign, Control S, and let me show you the output. And you can see that this is looking awesome, but whenever I click on that that button, there should be the value of that updated time. So first of all, I have to create here a function and call by that button, because there would be some action happened by clicking on that button. So I am just writing on click, and here you can see that these curly braces are automatically assigned here. Here I am just writing update time, and you don't need to write here these parentheses, because this is just a JavaScript method. But in React method we don't need to give here parentheses because of function. So we have just write here fat arrow function update time, and here I am writing equal sign, and after equal sign I have to give parentheses and this fat arrow, which is basically now created as fat arrow function. And inside this fat arrow function, first of all I have to write anything so that I may check is this function calling successfully or not. Clicked, and here Control S. Let me see is that function is working or not. Whenever we click on that button, I have to move in console, and here whenever I click that button, you can see that now it is showing here clicked, and whenever I again click, it is showing clicked. Now you can see that the function is called successfully whenever we click on that button. So instead of that code, we have to update the basically time. So to update the time every time, first of all I have to create hooks concept, and I have to use this hooks concept in this time, because hooks concept would always update the values. So I'm going to create here const, and here I have to give curly braces. These are not curly braces basically. These are first of all I have here to pass the two values. First, now I am just writing any meaningful variable which looks like same as we are doing the work. So I am just writing updtime, updated time basically, and here I am just writing set updtime, updated time is equal to, and here I have to use useState, and inside this useState I have to write time. Now you can see that the value of this useState is now assigned to that update time, and here I have to use that value, which is basically update time. Now you can see that this variable is now showing the output here. I have called this variable at h1 tag inside curly braces as it is JavaScript part. Control S, and you can see that it will not show anything because I don't have made any action on clicking that function. So now you can see that we have successfully created hooks, and we have called here the variable of hooks here. So now what I have to do, whenever I click on that function, on that button, this function is called, which is basically update time. And whenever this function is called, this function would update the value of this updater time. Now how can this use the set updater time to update that update time? So here I have to use set updater time, and inside this set updater time I have to give here uh, as time. Basically I cannot use this time. I will tell you that why I cannot use this time. First of all, let me make an output here as soon as possible, so that you may come to know that what was the concept basically. And here I have to write to local string time, and here you can see that we have all the options to local time string, and I have to create it as function, and here I have to use this variable. Now you can see that whenever this function is called, it would always update the value of this updater time variable. Control S, and let me show you the output. Whenever I click on that function, on that button, you will see that every time the value is updated here. If I again click here, you can see the value is again updated. Whenever I refresh that page, the value is still updated of that time, and whenever I click on that button, the value is also updated. So basically this was the power of React hooks, and this was basically the challenge. Whenever we click on that button, this button value is updated at every time, and is also updated whenever we refresh that page. One thing that I told you, that I will tell you why I cannot use this time here. So first of all, let me show you that why I cannot use this time here basically. And you can see that the value is not updated because you can see here time variable is assigned to that updater time, and this is used in useState, and this variable is basically used in useState, and we have to again let this variable and assign new date in basically this function. That's why we have used the new time here, and all the concept of new time, and I have now assigned the value of this new time to this time function, to this time variable, and I have updated that variable by the new time, which is updated whenever this function is called. So control S, and you can see that output is same. Whenever we click on that button, we have every time you can see updater time. So this was all about today, and I hope you understood it clearly.